Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show. The show is about conversations that matter, and we have people from all walks of life to come on the show and share their heart stories. There are stories of transformation and upliftment, and we are always so excited to meet the many wonderful people across the globe who are making positive impacts on the world. And we have yet another stellar individual who will be speaking to us today. She is a business strategist and coach. She's a conference speaker and a mortgage broker, and she lives her life with the fullest, and she is a go-getter extreme. Please welcome JoMarie Alexis-Burke to the show. How are you doing today, JoMarie?
I'm doing great. So thankful to be here.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're very busy, and grateful for you stopping by just to tell us a little bit about all the ways that you are changing the world for the better. So let's get into it. Tell us about your background leading up to what you're doing today.
All right. Well, for a little over 15 years, I co-founded 4 different companies in Toronto, and we've grown those companies from 0 to 6 figures, and specifically the first one being in the financial field. That's where my background is. I have several years of experience on boards of directors, both in local nonprofit charities and for-profit international organizations. And we basically do everything from financial advising for investments, insurance, mortgages, as well as business succession coaching. And another one of our companies, we do a lot of mentoring and coaching for young entrepreneurs looking to get started.
Excellent. So great mentorship opportunities and that. So now you are a business strategist. Can you describe what that entails?
Okay, so that's more along the lines of 4 Streams Marketing. And what we do there is we look at startups, and our goal is always to look at the model and bring it to a place where it's scalable, right, so that the individual could either step away from the business and not – so a lot of people, when they start a company, they're really creating jobs, Nikki. And what we want to impress on individuals getting into entrepreneurship is that you want to create a system that will outlive you, that can function without you physically being there. And that's what I mean by scalable. It allows your income to increase without your efforts increasing.
Okay, I love that. And who typically comes to see you? Who are your clients?
Well, I call them my tribe. So with regards to with regards to 4 Streams, we look at mostly female entrepreneurs. That tends to be our market. We look at, entrepreneurs that are just getting started or people that are working right now and they want to take the leap, but they're afraid to take that leap. So, typically it is females.
Okay, all right. And do you find that there is a growing number of female entrepreneurs over the last, say, 5 years?
Actually, the numbers, I just saw some stats recently, at least in the U.S., that the African American female is the largest growing entrepreneurial group in all of the U.S. And I would assume that Toronto would. I was shocked by it, but I would think that Canada would mirror that statistic as we do most things. So, we're coming in large numbers and we're taking over. So it's exciting times.
Okay. And do you know the variables to the increasing numbers of Black women in both Canada and the United States turning to entrepreneurship?
You're just saying, like, why do I see that trend?
Yeah, why is that trend happening? Yeah.
I think it's a lot of things. I think especially for females, we are looking to give value and live our best life. There's something that I live by and that really transformed my life, and I say it every time when I do a speaking engagement, and it's simply live full and die empty. And what that means, what that means to me is just, living on purpose, living your best life, living on purpose, being brave enough to be seen, which I think a lot of us struggle with, and dying empty so that at the end of the day, there's no regrets. We have no, I wish I did. We're willing to be vulnerable, be seen, and give it all, like lay it all on the table. So I think that's something that, I know that that's something that my tribe and the women that I work with believe in wholeheartedly, and I'm really just looking for other individuals that feel the same. But very, very common thread between women in this day and age.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you are a conference speaker, so do you have anything coming up in the near future, JoMarie, that we can attend?
Actually, this year we've been looking at building out Four Streams, which is the company that provides mentorship and training, and we also give investments to small businesses. So that's been our focus for 2020. We have a course that's coming out in May, and we're also looking at doing a mastermind in fall, which will be a very small group of women. It's looking like it's a very, very small, like about 10 individuals, because we have 5 coaches in different expertise, and we really want to give a ton of value and provide a lot of one-on-one support. So the course is a 6-week course. The mastermind is 1 weekend. We call it the Ultra Mastermind Weekend. And it really just condenses that 6 weeks into the weekend and gives a lot of hands-on help to make sure that, ladies are going from doing nothing, just starting off, to actually having a full business set up.
Excellent. And where can people go to register for these workshops?
Yeah, it's at fourstreams.ca. That's spelled FOURSTREAMS.ca, and you'll find all the information there. You could also check me out on LinkedIn, where there's a lot of information, and also, Twitter, Instagram, Four Streams Inc.
Excellent, excellent. And we are excited to have JoMarie come back on the live TV taping to hear more about the wonderful things that she's doing. But JoMarie, I'm just going to ask you one thing before we conclude today. What would be your advice to a female entrepreneur who is kind of sitting on the fence right now and wants to take that leap of faith, but she just needs a little bit of encouragement? What would you say to her?
Oh, my gosh. First, I would say I've been there. I've been there. I've been at that place where I needed to gather my confidence and take that first step. Actually, Nikki, it was quite a few years ago, I was watching a television show. It was called The Game. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah.
And there was a little part of that show. It was called Side Part Under, that episode. And I'll never forget it. It changed my life. And like when you're watching something and your spirit is ready to hear it, your heart is ready, everything's aligned. And had you heard it a week or two earlier before, it might not have hit you the same. Well, this episode, it was talking about just the fact that sometimes we get so comfortable in the way we always do things. We get stuck in the gray area, and we're not willing to step out and take chances. And it talked about how we often, part our hair on the side and flip it under, and that's why the side part under joke comes in. But it was so real for me because I had lived for my life in that place of living in the gray, being afraid to take the step. And, literally my hair was part to the side, so there was a literal connection, but there's also a spiritual one. And the reason why it hit me so hard is she went on to say, it was an older woman talking to a younger woman, and she was like, how long are you going to live for other people? How long are you going to live afraid of taking chances? And it hit me because I had been in that state for so long. And I decided that day that I was going to take a chance, live full. What is the worst that could happen? There's a poem or a speech that was written by Theodore Roosevelt, The Man in the Arena. And he talks about all the critics that are watching and have comments about what you're doing. But really, it's the person that's in the trenches, that are getting dirty, that's doing the work, that deserves all the praise. You know, regardless of what the critics say, they really don't have any space in your life if they're not in the trenches with you, doing the work with you. So my encouragement to that young lady that's afraid to take that step, I hope today that they feel the same push that I felt when I heard that lady talk about being that side part undergirl that lived in the shadow, that was comfortable supporting everyone else, but never felt the strength to finally support herself. She needs to know that there's a tribe out here that will encourage you, that will love you, that will guide you, that will direct you, and that won't leave you until you reach that goal that you set for yourself. So I hope that she's encouraged today.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for those pearls of wisdom. We do appreciate it. And congratulations to all your success. So you've been listening to JoMarie Alexis-Burke, who is a business strategist and coach and mortgage broker, and she has a world of wisdom to offer to entrepreneurs, primarily female entrepreneurs in the GTA and beyond. So please reach out to her on social media, and we look forward to hearing more about what she's doing. JoMarie, thank you again for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Nikki.
My pleasure. All the best. Bye for now.
You too. Bye-bye.